Hello everyone, my name is Myrna Melly Ortiz, and in this video I will be giving my presentation of the hybrid online learning course that I have created for this course project. So please keep on watching to learn about each module. And we're going to go ahead and get started with my presentation and explain Module 1 and a little bit more about what my course entails. So my course is designed for STEM education teachers that are teaching hybrid online learning. So essentially this course will be able to help educators that just are looking for the right application tools to use in their online education courses, and it will help them develop good learning activities for students to keep them engaged, to just keep the conversation going, and hopefully become better educators by using the right set of tools. So as you can see, this is my student view of what my course is, and I have all the modules here, and we're going to go ahead and get started with Module 1. So Module 1 is Introduction to Training and Hybrid Learning. So in this module, I have included the syllabus that the students will be able to read about the course Hybrid 5510. So I have inserted the goals and objectives that the participants will need to know about this course. Everything will be listed here, and these are actually some of the applications that they will be able to gain some knowledge from. So there's YouTube, there's Canva, there's Pinterest, and Prezi. So this course will help participants understand the importance of communication with parents, students, and they will also be able to assess methods for hybrid and blended learning, and hopefully take this information that they take and pass it on to their courses. Since this course is for STEM education teachers, they already have some knowledge of what teaching is, so they'll be able to take this information and add it to their own classroom. So in Module 1, I have also inserted a page that explains what STEM education is. So like I said, it is a course for STEM education teachers, and they will have some prior knowledge about what STEM is, but I still wanted to do a little refresher and include a little bit what this course is. So due to COVID-19, it has left many educators and students worried about how they can entertain their students via online or hybrid. So hopefully this course will give them all the tools that they need to hopefully move forward. So in the next slide here, the next assignment that they will be doing is a TED Talk video. So in here, they will watch this video and take notes about what did they learn from these TED Talk video. So in this video, it actually explains a little bit more about hybrid and online education and how important it is in this generation that we're in. And this is actually the rubric that they will need to take notes of to make sure that they receive all 20 points. And moving on to the next introduction here in Module 1. So there is me giving a quick introduction about me. Students will actually need to introduce themselves, kind of give a little bit more background about who they are. Since this class is asynchronous, we cannot see each other virtually, so I would love just to learn a little bit more about the participants in this class. So I did insert some questions that they will need to respond here. They will also need to respond to 2 other classmates. Alrighty. And discussion board 1 is the next assignment. They will need to research any article on a website that explains hybrid learning. So essentially, this is a good discussion board that will start a conversation about what is hybrid learning. They will need to create this discussion and interact with students and kind of get more knowledge. They can actually learn from these articles, these scholarly journals that are so informal. They give so much information. I'm sorry about that. And the next assignment is a research paper. So they will actually need to research another scholarly journal article and discuss what hybrid learning looks like in the 21st century. This is the rubric that they will need to use for the research paper. And the last assignment that they will need to do in Module 1 is create an infographic learning what Canva is. So in this module, we're actually going to go ahead and get started about what Canva is. They will learn a little bit more about what Canva does, how many cool things you can actually do. Canva is a great application that students and teachers can really use just to make their class content a little bit more colorful. That's really what gravitates students to get on social media. They're using these tools already in their own time, so why not add it in the classroom to make things a little bit more interesting? So they will need to create an infographic like this about hybrid learning and post it and communicate with their peers. And this is actually a presentation that I have put together that explains a little bit what is Canva, how you can use Canva, what can you create on Canva. A lot of people don't really know that Canva is free, you know, it's completely free. You can subscribe if you want to, but mostly everything that you can do is completely free. So why not take advantage of it and make some really cool things? So there's just a little bit example of what it is and everything that they will learn there. All right, so moving on to module number 2. So in module number 2, we will be talking about principles and structures of hybrid learning. It is really important to dive in deeper and just talk about the principles and structures of what really make hybrid learning. There's so much things that goes into this, and they will actually get to learn a little bit more about this by researching the design of learning space and learning design principles. So they will need to find an article that discusses learning spaces, and the participants will need to break down the important factors that make a classroom successful online and in the classroom. So right here, they will need to read chapter 1 reading. So for this course, like I said in the syllabus, they will need to get the book How to Design and Teach a Hybrid Course. In chapter 1, they will be reading and learning all about what they learned and submitting a 400-word assignment. And moving on to the next assignment in Module 2 is a Prezi presentation. So they will start to dive in deeper and learn about Prezi. So Prezi allows you to create presentation. It allows you to do so much, and it is completely free as well. You can subscribe if you want to, but for the most part, it creates very interactive presentations with bright colors and moving transitions to get the viewer's attention. So they will need to get in a group of 2 or 4 and create their own presentations with the types of media communication applications that students can use in online courses, either to submit assignments like Turnitin, either like create documents like Google Docs. They will need to explain this in the presentation along with their peers. And here's the rubric for that assignment. And moving on to the next thing is how to use Prezi. So I have included this presentation here that allows students to know what Prezi is. Some of them didn't even know what Prezi was, so it's a great opportunity for them to learn and get educated on everything that you can do on Prezi. And moving on to Module 3. So Module 3 is technology and hybrid learning. We know how important and efficient it is to have good technology in hybrid learning classes. You're going from in the classroom to online, and it is important to make that connection happen and be accurate. So Chapter 2 reading is needed. They will need to read the textbook in theoretical applications and compose 1 paragraph, and the Chapter 2 reading rubric is listed there. And the next assignment, they will dive in deeper a little bit more and learn about YouTube. Learn about all the good content that is actually in YouTube. Not everything is inappropriate, not everything has to be PG-13, but there's amazing content that you can actually grab from YouTube and add in those classes. Of course, without violating any type of copyright content. They will need to create a group of 3 and explain the types of technology tools that can be used in the classroom for hybrid learning. So this could be in the classroom or also online. So there is a YouTube assignment that they will need to do. It has to be a well-produced video, and that is the rubric for that. And I have created this video on how to use YouTube. So they can watch this video, learn how to use YouTube, everything that you can search on YouTube and find hopefully informational for the contents of your class. In whatever subject, I'm sure there is a YouTube video on it. Students are already using YouTube for their own content. Maybe they're making YouTube videos on their own time. So why not add YouTube to the content of your class? So I have added this video here, and I will not play it because it is a minute long, but I have made another video on how to upload a YouTube video. A lot of people might be intimidated, or how is this process? Does it take a long time? How's the rendering process on YouTube? Will my video be automatically public, private? In this video, you will learn all about that. And the final project proposal is also needed. So students will get to create a project at the end of their course, which will be a Google slide a Google Site, project explaining what their course is. So a final project proposal is needed. They will need to do that, and the rubric for that is listed there. And moving on to Module 4. So in Module 4, we're going to be talking about parent communication. Parent communication is so important. It is needed all the way from K-12 to higher education. It is very important to talk within the students about important conversations, and that brings me up to TED Talks. So how to use TED Talks in the classroom. TED Talks are extremely beneficial for the students. It allows students to think, to learn, and think about world issues. So there will be prompt discussions. It allows the student to get inspiration, develop their goals, and get student success. So this goes along with parent communication because it is important to have those conversations. So they will need to watch a TED Talk video and just kind of react to the video. What are their opinions on what the presenter talked about communication between parents and students? Do they agree? Do they not agree? Is it stressful for their parents? What are their parents telling them about school? So everybody has a different opinion about that. So it's nice to, get that conversation going. So here's the rubric for the TED Talk video. And a Chapter 3 reading. So the Chapter 3 reading is actually going to be covering communication used with parents and teachers. So they will need to compose one paragraph explaining what resonated most to them. And here's the rubric for that Chapter 3 reading. So this is really important for them just to really think about what communication they will start creating with their parents, hopefully in the classrooms that they already have. What applications can they actually start using? There's many applications that parents and teachers can actually use to keep track with their students. So this will kind of give them an idea. And they will also begin to work on their final project. Students will begin brainstorming what their course project will be and gathering all of that course content together. And they're more than welcome to reach out to me with any type of questions, the instructor of course, but also their peers to get conversation going about their course. So they will need to create a project timeline about their course and how their course is going to go week by week, since it is going to be the final grade and it is, the majority of the points. They will also need to peer review that assignment just to make sure that they have some important points and comments that they can give to that student back. So that is an assignment, and that is a rubric. And moving on to Module 5. So Module 5 is the assessment methods. So this is a very important module since it is going to be the last module. In this module, they will need to do a short essay, reading a Penn State article, discussing what the article actually conducted about the state and the assessments that can be done in hybrid learning. So there's many different methods of assessments that can be done. Not everything has to be a quiz, not everything has to be an essay. There's different ways that you can actually make assessments, either by projects, either by group projects, all of that good stuff. So that's the rubric for that. And this page actually explains to them a little bit more information about their final project details. So in this module, they will need to submit a design document explaining what the course is, as far as the syllabus, also a project timeline, and the lessons that they will be doing for the activities. So there's also a grade level of choice that they have. They can either do K-12 or higher education. It's up to them. And the course subject is also up to them. It does not necessarily need to be STEM. So the design document will be submitted in this page, in this assignment, and this is the design document rubric that they will need to do. I've also included a example right here that they can take a look at if they have any questions regarding that. And this is where they will submit their final project. So their final project does need to be recorded with screen recording. They need to guide the student through the course. What does the course entail? So it's really important for them to make that video public and share with their peers and make sure that they follow along with the rubric to make sure they get all their points needed. So this is where they will be posting that YouTube link to the Google Site course that they created and hopefully get the conversation going within each peer and talk about how their course was, what thing that they liked most about their class. So it's really nice to give each other feedback and positivity. And for the last section, they will need to do a survey. So at the end of the course, there's not an actual grade. It's actually just about knowledge and the evaluation to see how well did the instructor do for the next round of teaching. And hopefully they learned everything. The survey will be 5 questions with the scale from 1 to 5, so they can go ahead and click on that evaluation link to give feedback and further comments. And they will need to do a final reflection, just kind of explaining how well was the course. Did they learn something? What did they like most about it? What can the instructor do differently for the next time in the course? So again, thank you so much for watching. This is my hybrid online learning class, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed. So thank you so much.